We are deeply saddened to announce the passing of our beloved Josephine Tobierre, née McFarlane, better known as Iris of Spring Road, Darusomiko. She passed away at her residence on Wednesday, 1st March 2023 at approximately 8:07 p.m. She was 95 years old. She was predeceased by her stepchildren, Emmanuel Epiphan of Canada, Elias Epiphan of Angers Deriso, Angela Epiphan of the Morne, Castries, grandchild Owen Joseph of Lacouville, left to mourn 10 children, Magdalena Norville of Deriso, Leonard Charles, also known as Hyatt, Beef or Wiseman of St. Thomas, USVI, Felicite Attil, also known as Vera of Deriso, George Norville, also known as Oliver of Deriso, Vincent McFarlane, also known as Roy, owner of Top Stitch of Boss Lavery, Claudia Tobierre of Las Vegas, USA, Gabriel Tobierre, also known as Lemo, minibus driver M643 of Tiroche Miku, Glenna Vaval of Deriso, John Gideon Tobierre, also known as Mark of Deriso, Magdalena Jules, also known as Angie of Deriso, 4 step-children, Marilyn Estefan, also known as Marie of St. Vincent, George Estefan, also known as Cabby of Martinique, Matthew Estefan, also known as Barry of Castries, Madeleine Marthre, also known as Magde of Cedar Heights, V4, adopted daughter, Linda Charles, a retired nurse of Monrepos, 51 grandchildren, Rosalind Bratt, also known as Sheila of Martinique, Lynn Norville, also known as Seri, WPC 106, attached to Air and Seaports Authority, Shirley Norville of Wavin Poisson Bexon, Hilary Norville, also known as Marlin, Inspector, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, Neil Jean Charles, residing in California, Bronnie Philip of Angers Deriso, Marlene Markey Fleming of Anguilla, Lee Angus McFarlane, better known as Presley, residing in California, Onassis Len McFarlane, residing in California, Celeste Rene of Lavery, Neildon Jean Charles, better known as Adias of California, Collins Rene, better known as Gizzo of Black Bay, Merton, Dexter, Sophia, Tyrone, Nikki Charles, Noella Charles, Nick Norville, Lucilia Charles, Daniel Norville, Noah Norville, and Travis Charles, all of Deriso, Aaliyah Charles of Vieux, Vienna McFarlane, teacher at the Vieux Comprehensive Secondary School, Vina McFarlane, employee at Diamonds International Point Seraphim Castries, Varina McFarlane, employee at the Labrie Credit Union, Genevieve McFarlane, employee of Surgical Insurance, Merkema McFarlane of V4, Lester Tobierre of Las Vegas, USA, Bradley Tobierre of New York, Sarah Lee Tobierre of Las Vegas, Crystal Tobierre of New York, Chanel Japierre, WPC 782, attached to the V4 police station, DaCosta Setage, employee of Norwegian Cruise Line, Fawn Tobierre, employee of Goddard Group of Companies, Quayne James of Passias Monopole, Jana Vaval Gilbert, supervisor, Flo Barbados, Jermaine Vaval, manager at Mags Travel, Nelbert Vaval, residing in Virginia, USA, Nesbert Vaval, tennis coach of Alabama, USA, Valina Tobierre, hostess with Holland America Cruise Line, Brendan Tobierre, employee of St. Louis Metals. Gemma Tobierre, employed with British Army. Jorani Tobierre, employed with Ojo Labs V4. Lisa Tobierre, employed with the St. Lucia Fire Service. Carleen and Dana Tobierre of Darrisol. Linnell Jules of Darrisol. Merlina's Jules of Canada. 43 step-grandchildren. 49 great-grandchildren. 3 sons-in-law. Kenny Attil of Darrisol. Peter Vaval of Tortola. Lena's Jules of Darrisol. 5 daughters-in-law. Cyrilia Tobierre of Tiroche Mico. Helen Tobierre of New York. Juliana McFarlane of Boss Lavery. Therese Tobierre of Darrisol. Merlin Charles of Darrisol. Nephews. Peter McFarlane, also known as Nano of Florida. Gerald Augustine, also known as Dedes of St. Croix. Emmanuel Augustine, also known as Kephans of St. Croix. Francis McFarlane, also known as Topic or Fano of St. Croix. Jameson McFarlane, also known as Sponge of Pennsylvania. Antoine McFarlane, also known as Monroe of Darrisol. Hilary McFarlane, also known as Paulie of Darrisol. Canis McFarlane, also known as Ashaw of St. Croix. Nieces. Cocilia Bastien, also known as Catherine of St. Croix. Louisa Edmira McFarlane, also known as Admira of St. Croix. Linda and Lucy McFarlane of St. Croix. Marie McFarlane of New York. Nasha Louis of Darrisol. Therese, Apuchole, and Double O and Duo, all of Blanchard, Darrisol. Cousins, Moana, Dita, and Eltina and family, all of Blanchard. Luna and family of Blanchard. Danicia McFarlane Assa of Bellevue V4. Joan Mervelin Wilfred of New York. 4 godchildren, Veronica Gibson, Kiras Felix of Bardouage, Leona Price of Canada, Neola Charles of Darrisol. Friends. Nicodemus Tobierre, also known as Kodo of Darrisol. Geraldine Malcolm and family of Darrisol. Brother Benny Ogis of Castries. Justina Toby and family of Darrisol. Unera Malcolm and family of Darrisol. Josephine Prince and family of Darrisol. Susanna Francis and family of VJ. Catherine Ferguson of Darrisol. Frances Toussaint of London. Julia Daniel and family of Darrisol. Philippa Marthray of Darrisol. Pastor Hammer of Laris's V4. Emilius Modeste of Blanchard, Darrisol. Romeo John of Debril Choiseul. Dr. Ulrich Mondesi and family. Dr. Chico and family. Other relatives. Agatha McFarlane. Lucia McFarlane. Rosalind McFarlane and George McFarlane, all of Darrisol. Hildara Pinnell James of Auger. Maggie Sebastian of Castries. Shelby Thomas, WPC 731, attached to the Richford Dennery Police Station. Ivy Epiphan Henry from Darrisol. Families. Tobierre, McFarlane, James Louisa, Toussaint, Neptune and Vaval families, all of Darrisol. Flood and Polion families of Bellevue V4. Jopanel family of Labrie. Pinnell family. Other relatives and friends here and abroad. The funeral service for the late Josephine Tobierre, née McFarlane, better known as Iris, will be held on Friday, 31st March 2023 at 2 p.m. at the Holy Cross Parish, Darussault. Her body will be laid to rest at the Darussault Cemetery. The body now lies at Lazarus Funeral Home, New Dock Road, Vieux. May she rest in perfect peace.